Hey guys, what's going on? This is another review from Matthew, aka Mateo Potato. Welcome to another toy review. Last time we did the Minicon drivetrain. Now it's actually corrected after that video uploaded that it is not Drain Train and it is Drivetrain. The name of this guy right here is actually not Drain Train, it is Drivetrain. Does not change my opinion on the name, it's still a dumb name. So, today we're looking at the Classics STARSCREAM. When the Classics came out, I was in that phase of falling out of love with Transformers. I was like, I'm not really a fan of those because I'm cool and 13 and wear my hoodies indoors. So I wasn't really, on in the know with any of the classics. But I actually picked this guy up from a vintage toy shop that's actually couple minutes away from my house where I got most of the things you'll be seeing in these reviews. He's pretty neat. I got him for about like 10 bucks or something like that, so it's not a bad deal. This is the mold that I believe was used like 12 different times. Acid Storm, Sunstorm, Ramjet, Thundercracker, Skywarp, all the repaints. But you gotta have the original. You gotta have a STARSCREAM in your collection, and this is the STARSCREAM that I currently have until I upgrade to a better looking one. He is the one that stays in my collection. Now, if you look at the detailing on here, on the Classics, you'll see that the paint job was actually kind of different from the Generation 1. The wing design is, the wing painting, the red there, is quite different. You can look at all the detail too. There's a ton of detailing on these wings. There's a ton of rivet holes. I don't know why I don't want to focus. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. You can see right here, you can see all the rivet details and the line paneling. And it's just a very sleek, very nice looking jet mode. Right here you have the guns down here. You actually can shoot. There we go. So you can see you get pretty decent range on the null ray missiles right there. Yeah, so STARSCREAM's Classic STARSCREAM's jet mode. Very neat, very cool. I like the translucent, clear yellow cockpit right there. The blue stripe going down the middle, very sleek, very nice looking. And if you look on the bottom here, you can basically tell how the transformation is going to go. Like he's literally laying down with his neck detached. Speaking of transformation, let's go ahead and transform this guy. Now, I'm going to be really iffy with this transformation because this wing, just this specific one, is not attached very well. I think it's just a matter of I have transformed this guy quite a few times already, and his wing here is literally just held in by one peg. It's a single peg attached to a single piece, so it's going to be very loose, to put it politely. But anyways, transformation begins with saying goodbye to the null rays. And the wing, see? What did I tell you? Let's just, plug that back in. Null ray, get out of here. Right. See? Told you. So now what you're going to want to do with Classic STARSCREAM is you're going to want to pull the chest down to about there. You're going to want to take the cockpit and you're going to want to snap it and rotate it. And then if you take the nose piece right here, pop it open. Oh look, there he is. And then you're going to want to take that and push it down more. Push it all the way down into that little slot right there. Fold the wings up. Right? See, this one is still, like I said, really loose. And then you take the arms. You want to fold the arms out from here. Bring them all the way out. There we go. And snap them right back into place. I can flip out the hands as you do. There we go. That's one thing about this figure that I'm not a fan of. He's very stiff. His joints all snap into place pretty well. It's just a matter of they're stiff and they don't want to move very easily. So now we have half a robot, half a jet, opposite of a Gerwalk. What would you call that? Ger punch? It's a Ger punch. Anyways, back to transformation. You pull this out, you pull out his thighs, right? And you separate them, flip his feet down as you do on Seekers. And then you're going to want to take the tail fins right here, you fold up the ones on the side, rotate like that. So just do it on the other side. And now you take the null rays and you reattach them, because what is a Seeker without his null rays, right? And there you have your classics STARSCREAM. He is very, very beautiful looking figure. I love this mold. I don't necessarily love everything about it, but I love the way it looked. The transformation gimmick of, it's not really a gimmick, the transformation technique, I should say, of folding down the chest and snapping the cockpit into place. I just love the look, and I love the stance and the silhouette it makes. But I don't love everything about this mold. There are quite a few things that I actually almost hate, I think. No, I think hate's a strong word. Excuse me, my voice cracked. I don't necessarily hate some things about this mold. Like I mentioned, the gimpy wing. I think that's just my model, but who knows. One of the downsides about this mold is that he's posable, right? Like, I've got him in his posability mode. STARSCREAM being STARSCREAM, right? But if you look carefully, you can't see it because my camera sucks. His knee joints are almost on a ratchet, but it's like the spaces are, it's like the ratchets are too far apart. Each click is like a 45-degree turn. So I want him to look like he's ready to pounce, not like he's ready to do squats. It's good for this kind of stance, like that kind of battle stance, but it's not good for like gentle posing. Like, you have to make him bend his knee a lot. On the topic of posability, he's got like a 90-degree knee bend. So I just kind of leave him. If he's in robot mode at all, I leave him. I'm knocking him over. Normally he's just in jet mode because, I don't know, I love the Seeker's jet. I love the way this boat looks as a jet. I can't talk today. It's early, guys. Don't judge me, please. The head sculpt is beautiful. It's a very square head, very STARSCREAM-esque, as it should be. I'm not going to show the camera and get it up close because obviously it doesn't tend to work. The null rays are very big, and that's one of the other things I don't like, is you can't have him aim them straight out unless you bend the wing, right? And I'll even show you on the non-gimpy wing so that you know it's not just that side. See, you have to bend the wing in order to have him pointed out straight. So I typically have him bending them like that. And because of the null rays, you can only get about 45 degree. If you take them off, you get a whole 90. Right? You get that. Actually, it's like a little bit past a 90 degree, and you get that. So I tend to leave them on, and I tend to leave him posed with them. And the other thing that I guess I understand, is this here. Like, you can't turn his head entirely. I mean, that's a good degree to turn his head. Like, if you're looking sideways, you're not going to want to turn it more than that. But, I mean, it's just kind of in the way, you know? It's just kind of a little bit of back kibble, I guess is what people call it nowadays. But I do understand, and I do get it. I also understand that it is a good way to access his head. Like, you can just easily move this thing, and it moves his head. I like that. That's a neat idea. But just the fact that it's so obviously there, and it's obviously the nose cone. If we could have had, like, instead of the nose cone way out back, being big and bulky, if it had been smaller, or even, like, down here in, like, the groin section, I think that it would have been a little bit better. That's minor griping, at very most. I really like this mold. Everything said and done. I love the way it looks. I like the paint design on STARSCREAM specifically. I haven't seen the other ones yet. I just know that it's the same mold because what else are you going to do with Seekers, right? The back's a little gray. It's a little gunmetal gray. Too bland for my taste, but the blue stripe on the back kind of breaks it up a little bit. I don't know. Overall, I really like this figure. I suggest you get him. He's very neat. He's a very nice figure to add to the collection. He goes along great on a classic shelf. And for somebody like me who only has this STARSCREAM to put in my collection, he actually fits in really well with some of the Combiner Wars or some of the G1 figures. For me, personally, that's just my opinion. You can put him with wherever you want. That's it, guys. That is Classic STARSCREAM in all of his glory. Like I said, I like this mold a lot. I like this figure a lot. He fits in great with my collection. That's it for me, guys. Like, subscribe, do whatever it is you guys do, and I will see you guys in the next video. Also, the heads in here were actually hints to future reviews. These ones here. Just saying. Stick down his little